What is up, everybody? As you know, welcome back to another fine episode of Test Talk. Season is now over. Stanley Cup Finals. It's finally over, folks.
Yeah, it was really eventful and really fun to watch. Basically for me, it ended up just how I thought it would. That was pretty much my prediction. I thought the Panthers were going to take control of it, and they really did. Every game they went through, it seems like they had the puck like the whole time. Like, I don't know what happened to Edmonton's offense. It was kind of like lethargic. It was totally different from what we saw regular season. And I think that was the biggest thing that killed them, other than not having a goalie. In my opinion, I just don't think the goalie's there. But, offensive play was lethargic, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the Oilers, they just didn't look like they came out ready to play. They just – offense looked lackadaisy. Their defense, if you look at the first goal in Game 6 right there, it was literally because their defenders couldn't move the puck up the ice. Like, it's just you can't have those things happen, especially in the Stanley Cup. Hence why
these
a
are
lot
big
of people,
crucial moments. Yeah.
Yep. Hence why a lot of people don't want Mitch Marner, because in the playoffs he did the exact same thing. He tried to do a 360, threw the puck up the thing, he got it, one pass, boom, next thing you know, they scored.
Yeah, it's just that, like, it's the Panthers had a great team. Props to their coaching and their players. They were just – I feel like that team all around is 100% a Stanley Cup team. Like, that is – everybody was saying these juggernauts are Ovechkin and the Caps and the Winnipeg Jets. And, I was just sitting there thinking, like, how is it not the Panthers? Like, they had last year, the season that they had and the way they finished it, and I totally saw that same thing this year. So I totally was like, the Panthers are going to be that juggernaut, and they definitely showed us that they are the exact same team. However, I don't think they're going to repeat next year. I have, with Marchand coming to free agency, I feel like they wouldn't be doing a three-peat. I just don't see it. It could. It obviously could happen. They're still going to be a really good team, but I feel like we're going to have an odd year next year. I feel like somebody's going to be a sleeper team. And I do believe, not being a homer here, but I do believe Utah makes the playoffs next year. And I'm not saying they're going to go past the first round, but you're going to see them, in the playoffs, if not next year, really soon in the near future.
I think the expectation next year for the Utah Mammoths is to at least make the wild card. Anything below that, I feel like they're going to consider the season kind of like towards a bust. The expectation is rising. The young players are becoming not so young. Expectations are starting to rise, and the players know it. They know it's rising. I think it's wild card bottom. I think their ceiling next year is going to be making the conference finals. That's kind of their ceiling. Give them a couple years, it'll raise up. But the expectation next year is to make the wild card, which I fully believe they can do.
And that is a great start. It is a really good stepping stone for first base. Obviously it can only get better from here, and they're going to get better from here. And I feel like they're just going to keep on getting better. And, let's say we make the playoffs next year and we're out first round. That's a huge advancement. And I think that would be our first step into becoming a great hockey team that I believe is in our near future, as far as building around our team and keeping our team whole and bringing in some veterans that know how, that know playoff hockey and championship hockey. I think Utah is going to be a really big hockey town. It's going to be a big hockey state. For those that say Utah's not a hockey state, it's just crazy to me, because how could it not be? It's growing so fast in just 1 year that it's nuts.
100%.
So I just, it's going to be a huge building process, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, they're definitely coming up. Just want to reiterate Stanley Cup. How there was a hat trick, Game 6 by Sam Reinhart. I mean, it wasn't just 3 goals; he scored 4. I get they're empty netters, but it's kind of like one of those. He scored a hat trick in the Stanley Cup. I mean, he tied the great one in most goals scored in a Stanley Cup.
And we were waiting for it. We were waiting for a hat trick. I mean, there was a couple that were really close. Chuck had almost one, and that would have been amazing to see.
Marchand almost had one last game.
Yeah,
Game 5.
Exactly. I mean, there was a few that were close, and to see one, it was cool. I love hat tricks. Obviously, playoff and Stanley Cup hat tricks. That's freaking awesome. I can't wait for our first home Utah hat trick where everybody can throw their hat on the ice.
It's just a matter of how many people are actually going to throw their hat on the ice.
I know hats are expensive nowadays. You figure each hat
they're getting expensive.
$50. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to throw my hat.
This one was like $35, and I got that on sale. Like, come on,
it's ridiculous. Throwing hats on the ice is like throwing money away. It's crazy. I don't know how we're going to do that in the future, and especially if they keep getting more expensive. But
exactly,
it's going to be see a hat trick at home. I hope I can see one live. I've never seen one live in person before, so I hope I can in the near future. I hope we all can as Utah Mammoth fans. So
I'm sure we will see one, whether it's this year, next year, coming future. We have the offense to do it. It's only a matter of time. But like we said, seeing how many to Chuck, for instance, he had his 2 goals, and you could tell that game he was trying so hard to get his third. He had so many opportunities to get his third, and he had the wide open goal, but the 2 guys stepped in front and he hit them in the knee. Just kind of he wanted it. He could tell he really wanted it, but it was a matter of if he could get it, in which he did not. But with Sam Reinhart, he died the great one literally for most goals in a Stanley Cup final series, and it was 7. He had 7 total in the series, 4 in one game. 4 in one game. That means he had 3 in the other. Could you imagine if he could have done something like that? I will say his first goal though, that one was nasty, straight up. Freaking. I don't know. See, like that, the Oilers defender gave up the puck, and then it's like the announcer said, you have to either get the puck or hit the dude, and he didn't either. He literally went right between both. Because he literally.
Yeah, you usually don't see that. You're usually seeing one or the other. That's. So it's cool how that play ended up and how he got that to work. It was really cool to see. I'm glad we got to see a hat trick because the other ones were so close, but not, no cigar. Hat tricks are sweet. In my opinion, that's one of the best parts of hockey is hat tricks.
Well, especially in Stanley Cup final to say you did it on the biggest stage in the NHL. Yeah. It's not like any regular season game. You did it when it mattered most. When your team counted on you to get goals, you got goals.
It's like hitting a Grand Slam in the World Series. It's like the biggest stage, biggest game, biggest moment.
Well, that's what makes Florida. They had 3 guys almost have hat tricks. That just shows you how much offense they had. I mean, I feel like most of their offense came from defense. That's why they say defense translates to offense. Yeah. They stopped the puck. They stopped, like Connor McDavid, he would try to get out in space and go quick, and next thing you know, they poke the puck out and they're going the other way. That's exactly why I believe they say defense translates to offense, because you stop it and you go.
Well, and that's why Edmonton couldn't score as many as the Panthers. They just didn't have the puck. Like every time they turned around, they just either they were turning it over or they couldn't get to it. Like the Panthers just were really well coached, and they were really connecting with each other on keeping that puck within their personnel. And that's what really did it, I think, for me. Like that's my takeaway is they had the puck most of the time. There's your outcome of the world or the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, 100%. Like if Edmonton would have won those 2 games, I mean, they were talking like this felt like a sweep. The Florida Panthers just these last 2 games, they just cruised. Like they put that in cruise control. There was nothing.
Yeah, and I mean,
the
they
Oilers
should
could
have
do.
won the one that they lost too. Like when they were up 3-0 early, they should have won that game. Like this should have been 4-1. But I look forward to seeing Edmonton, despite what they have now and their future plans. I don't really know what that is. I didn't look too much into it as far as Edmonton. But I do look forward to them being better next year. I don't know. I know I say that they're not going to be there next year with the Panthers, but out of the two teams that were in the Stanley Cup Finals, I could see Edmonton being the team that is in there again. I just think that I think they're hungry. They're 0-2 right now. They have the best player in the world on their team. I think they're going to be hungry, and I think they're going to do something to get that cup, because how hungry would you be being 0-2 and having that star power on your team and coming up short,
Well, it's like they showed the stat. The Oilers are the first team in the last 50 years to lose back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, props to them for getting there 2 times in a row, but coming out on the losing end twice in a row, man. You'd think after the first loss, you're like, I want this, but they just.
Well, and you'd think you would learn, from your mistakes, but it's just.
I don't know if the coaching was all the way there for Edmonton. Right. I get it. Game 4 when Skinner, he gave up those 3 goals, but 2 of them were on a power play. Third one was because his defense gave up the puck and he had a 1-on-1. What do you want the guy to do? Your team is letting you down, and then your coach goes, "Yep, you're done." Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, the backup goalie Picard, he came in and did all right. He still gave up a goal, but then the next game he gave up 5-6 goals.
Okay, so moral of the story is, if I'm Edmonton, I'm drafting a goalie this year. And at the same time, I might want to look at a free agent goalie or looking to pick up somebody that's.
I bet you they go free agent, because drafting a goalie, you're drafting low, and they ain't going to come up for years.
Yeah.
So
they're going to need somebody fast. They're wanting to win. Yeah, they'll. I mean, that's what I would. That's numero uno, number one. If I'm Edmonton, I'd be looking at that goalie position. And we'll just cut to the chase here. This was going to be my elephant in the room, but I got to get it out now. It is the bust of the Edmonton, Corey Perry. This guy is this is like, let me spell it out for you. Bad luck. This guy is like 6 or 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs and finals with Tampa Bay and Edmonton now. Every single year in a row consecutively. Take a hint. I would be getting rid of this guy just for the sake of bad luck. And luck goes a long way in hockey. We know this.
As an owner of the team, you want to make money, you're going to bring in a coach that gets you to the Stanley Cup final. He might not win it, but he's getting you there. He's getting you more revenue. He's getting you more production. So I could see both sides of it. Fans probably want him gone. Owners are going to keep him.
Yeah.
So it's more of a give or take thing. He might get you to the Stanley Cup finals. He might lose, but one of these times he might come out on top. You never know.
Yeah. Hasn't yet, but if they do keep him, then we'll see. But for right now, it doesn't look good on the resume. You know what I mean? It's a little rough.
100%.
That was
100%.
my elephant in the room, that guy. It's just, the writing's on the wall. Yikes.
Yeah, it's getting there. It'll be interesting to see. It's kind of like Dallas story all over again. They like Dallas, they make it to the conference finals, but lose every year. They played Edmonton 2 years in a row, boom, lost them.
And Corey Perry was a part of that Dallas team, by the way, back in when were they, in 2011 or something like that? Anyway, when they lost in the Stanley Cup Finals when Dallas was in last, he was on that team. And then he was Tampa Bay, now the Oilers. It stacks up. It's funny. It is funny.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But yeah, like they took it upon themselves. Dallas did, and they're like, "All right, we're tired of getting to the conference finals and losing. You can't." But I mean, it's also a different story when you played the Oilers both times and
Right.
lost. I mean, if it was different teams, you're probably more lenient. But with it being the Oilers twice in a row, it's like you can't get over the hump. It's like the Jazz, bro.
Yeah.
They got something. They got something with 3-1 leads blowing.
Yep. I've seen it personally.
It's just those things, like it's those little things that are determining if you have a job or not. And that situation with the Dallas Stars, he does not have a job now because. But I also think part of that was, what was it? The goalie. They pulled the goalie. Same scenario. Pulled the goalie. Tried to send a message to the team. Message didn't get through. They ended up getting blown out.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, I think they went into it as the goalie was like, it's either me or the coach, and they decided to boot the coach.
Yeah. And
so there's more going behind the scenes with the Dallas Stars that we don't know much about. They've only released so much, but I believe that was kind of a play into it. But I also believe them losing in the conference finals twice in a row.
And it kind of makes sense because you're going like, what the heck, like they looked like a good team. And I personally thought they were going to make it further than they did. So, when that stuff was starting to happen, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like you said, there could be more to it too.
Yep. So it's just kind of how it goes. Off season's always fun. Everybody, it's about to start. Off season about to really get underway. We got the draft coming up next week, next Friday, I believe. Friday and Saturday. Draft. The NBA draft's right before it.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's like Wednesday, Thursday. So huge week coming up next week for Utah.
Yeah, we'll talk about a little of both. I know we're strictly hockey, but we'll get into some jazz too with it. It's always
you guys got to throw a little jazz in there, being Utah, since it's the first love.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where it goes, but as of right now, it's kind of where we're stand put. Next week's hot. It's gonna be exciting. See if anybody moves up, moves down, and it's straight up. And Stanley Cup's over. Wish it would have gotten Game 7.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Hopefully next year we get a little bit of a longer series.
I mean, going 6 games is still pretty long. I just wish Game 7 would have happened. Would have made things a lot more exciting if Edmonton could have pulled out this game and somehow win the next one. Then it would have made things exciting because then it would be like Florida looked like they had this series won, kind of thing. And I saw a thing. Sidney Crosby was down 3-2 before he won his first Stanley Cup. So everybody was like, maybe McDavid, but obviously it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's going to happen. I'm sure, high percentile McDavid will get his cup.
100%.
It's going to happen. Just a matter of when and how Edmonton plays their cards, as I like to say. It's just all in the matter of how you do it, when you do it, kind of thing. Same thing with Utah.
They just got to get more people around him, which I'm sure they'll do. It's
starting with a goalie, like we said. I mean, that's huge. You get a good goalie, it would have been so much harder for Florida. I mean, it just looks so easy for them at times.
I also mean, though, I think you can still have an average goalie and win because, I mean, look, the Jets had the best goalie. They got knocked out.
Yeah.
He literally won MVP, and what happened? They got knocked out.
I will say, though, take a goalie like that and have McDavid on your team, though, on offense. That's, and Draisaitl, that's huge. I think that's a Stanley Cup Finals champion team to me, something like that,
You just got to make sure they got defense because I think that's
and their defense is pretty. It didn't look that great.
No,
to me.
One of the goals was McDavid too, which was sad.
Yeah,
his fault. He decided to play some help defense and left the middle wide open, and Tkachuk just went sliced her.
Slapper.
But
love the slappers though.
Yeah, congrats to the Florida Panthers on winning the cup.
Yep.
We look forward to seeing
what it is about Florida, but they know how to play hockey out in the beach.
Yeah, out of all places, the beach.
It's nuts. Yeah, sand and ocean. They hockey out there.
Congrats to them. Excited to see what's going on next week.
Yep.
But as for us, it's fun
That's it.
talking with you guys. And, as always, tuss up, baby.
See you guys.